I just need to kind of get an idea of who's in the room. So if you don't mind, I'm trying to figure out where we're at, and because there's some stuff that's going on that I want the guys that have been in the room to know where we're at. But if you got some new guys, I'm just trying to figure out where everybody's at. So just tell me how long you've been in Rodney's system, in the Bilimbic sales system. 6 years.
6 years?
6 years? Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's fine.
Month and a half.
5 months.
5 months? A year?
1 year.
1 year?
3 months.
3 months?
But, month and a half.
Okay. 5 months? 4 months? 4 months? A year? 4 months?
6 hours.
6 hours. Nice.
5 years.
5 years?
A little over a year.
A little over a year?
4 years.
4 years?
2.5.
2.5? 7 years? Wow. 3 years? Cool.
3 months, been in the biz for a long time.
3 months?
3 years.
3 years?
5 years.
5 years?
4 years.
4 years?
Almost 2 years.
2 years? 1 year?
Year and a half.
Year and a half? 3.5. And sir, how long you been in the system?
5 months.
5 months. Okay. All right. I just like to know that because when I want a question that I need to get answered, I'm going to go to one of you guys that's been there for a long time, right? I mean, so dude's been here for 6 years. He ought to know the answers. That's kind of where it's at. I can also go to my guys who've been here because they know me and they know how we teach. So we're good. Okay. Guys, here's what has taken place thus far. You have been inside the warm-up. And what is just randomly throw it out there, what's the purpose of the warm-up? To bring down that shield of ice. Okay. So everything that we've done at this spot is to make the homeowner comfortable. Okay? That's what we're trying to do. When we get there, their apprehensions are through the roof, whether it's because you're a contractor, or whether it's because you're a salesman, or it's because they're worried that they can't afford something, or whether it's because, my gosh, their roof is leaking, or their windows are bad, or their siding is bad, or whatever product that you guys sell. It doesn't matter because this all transcends product. But there was something about them that was tense. And we tried diligently for a few minutes or for, however long it took to bring down that shield of ice. And for all practical purposes, I want us to pretend that we did that during this session, okay? Because here's what we're looking for. When we bring down their shield of ice, when we get them comfortable, what I'm hoping is that we get an honest answer out of these people, and I'm hoping that they're relaxed because we want to have a conversation with them because we really need to understand. Now, here's how I start all these things. Look, you can go to New York, you can go to California, you can go to the moon. If you don't know where you're starting, you don't know how to get there. This, guys, is the beginning. We need to understand. And what Rodney has done is Rodney has designed a specific set of questions that we consider just a conversation to find out how to understand where they are, to find out how to understand where to start, to find out how to understand what we're up against. Okay? Now, he does that when he believes that the shield of ice is down and when it is time to get to business. So, when we get to business, I want you to understand that it's time for you to take control. Now, I teach all of my guys that he who asks the questions controls the conversation. We want to get to what's going to stop them from doing the job so that we can understand then how to alter it and convert it. That's what this whole UA thing is about. And we're embarking on where to start, okay? We need an objection. We need to know what it is that is going to cause them to say they're not signing something, okay? The transition questions, Rodney describes them like this. He says, listen, the transition questions are designed to bring out an objection. Now, that's the technical definition of the transition questions. Here's how he says it in layman's terms. The transition questions are this. Hey man, in about 45 minutes, I'm going to ask you to sign a piece of paper. What kind of bull crap are you going to tell me why you're not going to sign it? Now, guys, that's really what we need to know. I mean, that's where we're at, because I need to understand what is it that's causing them to not do this. Now, okay, I love to ask the guys, have I got somebody from Lindus in here? Nobody in here from Lindus Construction? Okay.
I'm with Leaf Guard in Madison.
Okay, good. You from Madison, Wisconsin? This dude's the perfect guy to ask. All right. Go on, tell me, man. Who's your favorite football team?
Packers.
The Packers, of course. Yeah, dude, I mean, that's a dumb question. Dude, look, I've been in New Orleans for the last 20 years. Guess who my favorite football team is? New Orleans Saints. New Orleans Saints. New Orleans Saints. All right, here we go. That's his favorite football team. Man, who can Packer fans, they can't stand? Who is it?
The Bears and the Vikings.
The Bears and the Vikings. He knows right off the bat. It don't matter. You ask Packers fans, they don't like the Bears. That's that little rivalry they got going on. I mean, just right up the road, and boy, they don't like each other at all. And then they don't like the Vikings because they're over there, but because of Brett Favre, right? Can't stand them because of Brett Favre. Now, I get a show of hands in this room. I'm going to bet that a lot of people in this room have somebody that they can't stand in the NFL football. For a show of hands, y'all tell me right now, who can't stand the New England Patriots? What? Look at that. Shut up. What I want you to do is I want you to tell me why you can't stand the New England Patriots. Because they got an evil genius as a coach? Or is it because of Spygate? Look, I got two reasons why I don't like the New England Patriots. One, because he's an evil genius. Two, because Tom Brady is way too talented and way too good looking. That dude, it ain't right. Nobody should have that much given to them, man. Dude cheats on supermodels and gets away with it, man. Hey, listen, if I go into a bar with me and Peyton Manning, nobody knows he's Peyton Manning, I got a shot at the girls in the bar. I go into a bar with freaking Tom Brady, they don't know he's rich, they just say, ooh, he's really good looking. I become a wingman right that night. That's what I'm going to do, okay? Oh, dude, it's horrible. Check it out. Spygate is the reason I put this up there. Now, it's not about not liking Bill Belichick, but it's about all we want is an unfair advantage. Guys, I need you to realize that if you understand where you're starting, you're ahead of the game. I need you to understand that if you're able to do these things, if you're able to find out what their objection is, if you're able to, good job, sir, even though you're clean your glasses. Great job a while ago listening to me, because if you can listen to what they say exactly, you will find out more information. You will be able to understand where they sit, so then you can figure out how to alter it, and then you can figure out how to convert it, okay? We want you guys to be able to do that. All across America, there are football teams that do this every Friday night. They play a game and they film themselves, and they're up there doing a little deal, woo, 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 and then they send that tape to other places. It's not about Bill Belichick and us hating Bill Belichick. It's about the fact that you want to be prepared to know what you're up against. It's very smart, okay? Tony Gwynn is in my opinion, one of the best batters of all time. He actually ranks 18th on Major League's batting average list. His name is up there with guys like Shoeless Joe Jackson, Babe Ruth, and Ted Williams, okay? Here's what you get from Tony Gwynn before he passed away. Self-admittingly, he said he wasn't the most talented guy in the world, or he wasn't the most skilled guy in the world, but he worked his butt off. And guess what he said? He said he probably spent as much time in the film room as he did in batting practice. He wanted to know how they were going to pitch him. He wanted to know what that pitcher pitched against him the last time they faced each other. He wanted to know what he pitched about certain situational plays. He wanted to know somebody's on second and somebody's on third and there's two outs. He wanted to know how the guy pitched, because he wanted to be able to put the ball in play. And for that reason, he became one of the greatest hitters of all time. Ended his career with a .338 batting average. They gave some crazy statistic that he could have gone in his last years of playing, that he could have gone like 0 for 400 and still batted over, 300. I don't know what the statistic was, but it was ridiculous of whatever it was. Guys, I need you to know where to start, and I need you to not worry about the evil genius. I just need you to gather your espionage. And we do that with a series of questions. Those series of questions are going to come in a closed manner. There are two types of questions out there that we like to talk about. One is an open question. Two is a closed question. Now, an open question starts small and can go anywhere. A closed question starts at the big end and narrows the field of answers. Let me give you guys an example. All right? Hey, boss man, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Man, I'm doing good. All right, let's get started. Here we go. Watch this. So, man, what's your name?
Mike,
Mike. Cool. And who is it that you work for, Mike?
Exterior Source.
Exterior Source. Cool, man. That's pretty good. Now, is that up in Denver?
No, it's in Virginia Beach.
Virginia Beach. Oh, nice. Cool, cool, cool. And how long have you been with them?
I've been with them for about 6 months.
6 months. Okay, cool. And who is your representative from Rodney's team that has been working with you guys that you have seen?
Actually, Rodney Webb has.
Actually, Rodney. Cool, man. Look, hey, what you think about Rodney?
He's
Stop. Don't even tell me what you think about him. All right. You ready? I asked him a series of questions. All of them were closed except for which one? The last one. Look, everything that I was gathering from him was a specific piece of information. Everything that I was gathering from him made a progression right up the line to then, who's going to be your trainer? Oh, it's actually Rodney Webb. Now, when I said, what do you think about Rodney? He could have said anything. He could have said, oh, he's great. He could have said, oh, he's awful. He could have said, man, he's really tall. He could have said, man, he's really crazy, or he's really mean, or I think he's really smart. It's wide open, the parameters, the possibilities of what he could have said. What Rodney has done is Rodney has said, hey guys, let's find out what we're up against, but we need to control the conversation. We need to ask closed questions. We need to ask questions like, how old are you? Because when I ask one of these, how are you doing today? Dude, I can get in a world of hurt. I show you this because I want you to know, this guy right back here, he works with a company where I went on a ride along with a guy, and we walked up on the door and he knocked on it and he said this. He said, hey, Mr. So-and-so, how are you doing today? Man said, very, very depressed, said, I'm not doing so good, Dylan. I just got back from bereavement counseling. You know, I lost my wife about 3 months ago, and to be honest with you, I'm coping with living in the bottom of a bottle for the last 3 months. That is a horrible way to start an appointment. Yeah. All because he asked this instead of asking a closed question. That closed question is going to be, how old are you? It gets you to a specific place. Guys, we're going to talk about these things, and I make sure that you understand. I mean, I know Rodney says, hey, listen, most of the guys that are going to be in this boot camp, they're going to be upper level guys. Well, there's some guys that need to know, you can't change a single word, otherwise you change it from a closed question to possibly an open question. A closed question is going to give you the conversation in the direction where you want it to go. It's going to make sure that you get clear and concise answers. Guys, when we ask the first closed question, 5 years, right?
Yo.
Hit me with that first close. Oh, 6 hours. 6 years? 5 years. Okay, good. Hit me with that first closed question.
Sure. How long have you been thinking about making your gutters maintenance free?
All right. This is a closed question because he is asking something specific. And that specific is what? It's time. It says it right here on the board. If you couldn't see that, we got a problem, right? I am looking for a time frame. This question is designed to get you where you need to be, which is in a time frame. This is just a conduit to the next question, but it's closed and it doesn't allow us to go. Now, all along the way, I want to know what I'm up against, but that doesn't mean that I cannot continue to be able to gather information that I can use down the road. Boy, if you had a great warm-up, how long are the answers that the people give you when you ask these questions? You've been doing this for quite some time. Dude, hey, they give you a whole litany of things that they're going to say. Watch this. Hit me with the closed questions, Josiah. Hit me with the transition questions, Josiah.
How long have you been thinking about replacing the roof for, Tony?
Josiah, we knew that we were going to have this thing replaced when we moved in. We got the home inspection done when we got our mortgage, and we got one of those first time home buyer deals, and man, they made us jump through 9,000 stinking hoops, and the home inspector told us that the roof had some age on it. He actually had a couple of leaks up there that had to be replaced. The boots, something or another with the boots. I don't know. I'm not a roofer, but something with the boots up there had to be even taken care of by the guy that we were buying it from before we could actually buy it. Stop. Let me tell you what. If you have a good warm up and they give you that kind of information, you want to talk about espionage. You want to talk about knowing what you're up against. Look. He probably would have looked like he was climbing a ladder, grabbing all that information out of the air and putting it in his back pocket. Because I do not need you to let the homeowner know that you know you're finding out things. But what does he still not have? He still doesn't have an objection. So I teach all of my guys, you ready for this? For all practical purposes in this room, here's what we're going to do. We're going to assume that people don't give you an objection when you ask this question. It's possible that they could. For instance, it might go something like this. Hit me with the first one, man.
So how long have you been thinking about getting a new roof?
Man, dude, to be honest with you, I've been thinking about it for about 7, 8, 10 years. We just hadn't been able to afford it. So what I started doing was I started trying to research you guys and trying to figure out. And look, I got 3 estimates lined up. So, I'm planning on making a decision sometime in the next 6 months or so. But, I got to get estimate from you, and I got to get estimate from 2 other guys this week. Hold on. Now, does he have his objection? Okay. Hold on. Whoa, guys, stop. This is the fat man in the plaid pants. That's why this whole thing is there. I told him that I could have simply just said this. I could have said, man, we've been thinking about, for 10 years now. But to be honest with you, I'm not going to do anything today because I got 3 estimates coming. And to be honest with you, I don't even know I'll be able to do anything after those 3 estimates. Would he have gotten his objection? All right, cool. It doesn't matter how I say it. I want you guys to understand. That's the fat man in the plaid pants. They're not normally going to answer with an objection in this. So we don't want to live our lives practicing for the fat man in the plaid pants. We want to live our lives practicing for the commonality of the rule, not the exception to the rule. Does that make sense? So look, I don't care if I say provolone to the first one. While we're in this room practicing today, I just want y'all to go ahead and go to the second one. Because I'm looking for a time frame here. That's all, and I know it's just a conduit to get to the second question. This is a closed question that gets me to the second closed question. Cool? Now let's make sure that we understand we're looking for a time frame. Hit me with the transition question right here.
Hey, Tony, how long have you been thinking about replacing your floors?
About 2 years now. Stop. What did he get? He got a time frame. How long was it?
2 years.
Cool. Watch this. Hit me with a transition question, sir.
How long have you been thinking about making your gutters maintenance free?
To be honest with you, I haven't been. Stop. Did he get a time frame?
Yeah.
Yes, he did. What's the time frame he got? 0. You got to understand that you guys have to learn. This has got to be in your DNA so that you can actually understand what the guy's saying so you can understand what's going on. I need my time frame. You got your time frame? So then we move on. Watch this. Hit me with the first transition question. And how long you been in the system? A year and a half. Cool. See, this guy's going to get this right. I know he's going to get this right. He knows the second one. Okay? But here's what I don't want him to do. I don't want him to stop. Okay? Go ahead.
How long have you been thinking about replacing your floors?
Provolone.
What
made you decide to do it today?
Now, I'm not doing it today. Stop right there. Look, he went right on, didn't he? He didn't get lost in the show. He didn't do anything that was crazy. He got made sure that he is out there and doing what he's supposed to do. The second question is, what made you decide to do it today? Now, I got 3 little girls. I got a 13-year-old, I got a 12-year-old, and I got a 9-year-old. And there's a singer out there right now named Megan Trainor, and she's got a song that says, no. My name is no. My sign is no. My number is no. No, 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 no. Guess what I teach my little girls to say to all them little boys? No, 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 no. Guys, I need you to get a no with this question. That's the end game for us on the questions. The end game for us on the conversation is to understand. But I got to get to a no first. Okay? This question, it's closed, and today actually applies a little pressure at the end of it because it's in the present tense. But what we want them to say is, no, I'm not doing it today. Okay? I need to get a no. This conversation just gets me there because they're only going to say one of 2 things right here. They're going to say, now look, I'm not doing it today, or they're going to say, man, it just needs to get done in some form or fashion, right? I'm okay with that. But if my job is to get the no, if my job is to get them to say, I'm not doing it today, then I've got to have one more question that is related to my previous question. So now I can understand, hey man, all right, give me that bull crap while you're not going to sign it when I ask you to in 45 minutes. Okay? Now I'm going to go back over here to my man that's been here for a year and a half because he's doing pretty good. Man, what company are you with? Four Companies International. Somebody's doing a good job teaching them something. Hit me with the transition questions, man.
So how long have you been thinking about replacing your floors?
Man, my wife hasn't liked these floors since we moved in here, to be honest with you.
And what made you decide to do it today?
Well, now look, I'm not doing it today.
Oh, really? What makes you say that?
Well, to be honest with you, man, I got a little problem with the house that we're trying to figure out that is a plumbing issue. And so I've got some other projects, and because the plumbing issue actually leads to the bathroom, I'm going to have to get some new fixtures and some stuff in there. So I'm going to have to do all of that before I can do the floors.
Great. Well, let's go take a look at the space.
All right. Y'all heard him say something along the way. After he got the no, he used a question that would be, oh, really? What makes you say that? What is the oh, really in that statement?
Softener.
It softens things. We call it a pressure releaser. I want you to make sure that you've done a good job, guys. Okay? Done a real good job. Warmed up well, and now you're just having a conversation, and you're controlling the conversation by asking closed questions. You're doing a great job. Don't ruin it by not knowing that when you say the wrong thing, you can start making that whole thing go back up and the ice start to build again. See, you want to get to the answer. This should get you your objection. The oh really reduces the pressure. The never let them know you just got your espionage means you're accomplished the evil genius move. Spygate has taken place. You get that information, you put it in your back pocket, and we want to help you understand it. Okay? But don't make the mistake of saying the word why. Never, ever, 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 ever use the word why. It's disrespectful. It causes unwanted pressure. And how many of y'all got teenagers in here? You ever told them? You got a 4-year-old that says why. I was going to say, you ever told your teenager to do something, they said why, and it just made you mad? Okay, guys, we just don't want to do that. So let's stay away from it. Because you worked real hard to have a good conversation with somebody, getting them to reduce that shield of ice. You worked real hard to bring all of that down, and then when you use the word why, you're going to bring it back up. Let's not do that, okay? Let's make sure that we soften it, just like we talked about with the oh really, and let's just say, what makes you say that, okay? Now, Hugh, You're doing pretty good today, man. I'm proud of you. Paying attention. You're not asleep or anything, dude. I'm good. Y'all, I work with him. He's never been asleep in my class. That's the only thing I tell everybody is I can promise you won't fall asleep while I'm talking. That's about all I tell you. So, Hugh, hit me with the transition questions, man.
How long have you been thinking about replacing your roof?
Maybe a couple of years now.
Okay, and what made you decide to do it today?
Well, now look, I'm not going to do it today, Hugh. I mean, look, I've had about 10 of you guys knocking on my door. Before I make any decisions, I'll promise you this. I'm checking somebody's references. I'm going to make sure that their baby B looks good. And I don't even know what my deductible is. So, man, if you're going to be one of them high-pressure sales guys, I don't want you in here like all them other guys were.
Okay, well, I don't want to pressure you or make you feel uncomfortable, but I'd be more than willing to help you show what we've got so far.
All right, now, hey, look, he's trying to say,
Yeah.
what's he trying to say? Yeah, I'll take your business today, tomorrow, whenever. Look, don't misunderstand me. He's trying to release the pressure because it boiled up on him, right? Now, I need you ready for this? This is a mini understand. I need you to understand that the word why, or that when the guy feels like the pressure's been up on you, that you need to release it down with either the, oh really? Or I need you to release it down with, hey, don't get me wrong. Dude, I totally get that, man. I'll take your business today, tomorrow, next week, whenever. Come on, man. Let's go take a look at what you got, okay? Sometimes I need you to understand what is happening in the moment, not just what you're going to be up against down the road. Now, with that being said, what happens when they don't give you an objection? Hit me with the transition questions, man.
How long have you been thinking about replacing your roof?
Man, to be honest with you, I hadn't been thinking about it all that much.
Well, what made you decide to do it today?
My daggone wife wants to do it, man. You know how it is. Happy wife, happy life.
So, I'm sorry, what made you decide to buy from me today?
Dude, let me go on and tell you. I don't know that I can buy from you today, and I'm probably not going to buy from you today. I got to get my roof done, but, man, I wasn't talking about spending any money yet.
Yeah, fair enough. Let me see what you got.
All right, now hold on. He could have took that one step further, and he could have said what?
Hey, don't misunderstand me. I'll take your business today, 6 days from now, 6 months from now.
He could have done that. Look, I'm okay with that because you got to feel it out. This is your cake, guys. This is how you're doing it. But what he did was he realized that one objection getter didn't do it, so he had to put another one in, okay? Watch this. One of my guys that works with me, because we practice putting a bunch of objection getters in. Brandon, hit me with those transition questions.
Well, I love it when a customer wants to buy today. Let me run to the truck and get a contract and we'll get you signed up right now.
Dude, he's going to throw about 4 or 5 of them suckers in there, man. He ain't going to mess around with it, okay? Now, all I want you to do is be prepared to make sure that you can get a what? Objection. And before you get the objection, what do you have to actually have? A no. They need to say, no, I'm not signing a contract, and then what are you going to say? Oh, really? What makes you say that? Now, guys, great. I love it when people want to buy today. Let me go to my truck and get a contract, and we'll get you signed up right now. Hey, it's an action statement. We're doing this right now. You're going to get it. You're going to get an objection when this happens. It delivers an objection almost every single time. Don't let the customer know that you get the espionage and understand. Because when you say this, dude, they're going to say, no. And you're going to say, oh, really? What makes you say that? And then they're going to say, blah. All of that information that you're looking for is going to come right out. Now,
Question about that. So, what made you decide to buy from me today? Or
it's a dude. You had 2 objection getters in that. That's a perfect way to say that. If you've been,
a long one.
this is just a long one.
Actually, that's really, it's almost more.
Dude, hey, look, that's why we throw it up there like this, because, look, in the real world, you ready? 5 things, guys. It's 5 things we're going to ask you to say word for word. Guess what's not one of them?
The last one.
This one right here. No, it works, but this one is not one we're going to make you say. Here you go. Watch this. Now, I'm going to pick him out because he keeps asking me questions, but I need y'all to realize that there's more to this than just the words, okay?
I think he was the one.
Yeah, I know, right?
That chatty guy in the corner over there.
Isn't that something? Now, look. You, man, don't take this the wrong way. You ever been to jail? All right, man, don't answer. You got that rough look. No, he don't. I'm just kidding. When you go to jail, they do something called an interrogation. They sit you in that room. They got a room they actually call an interrogating room or an interrogation room. I know this because I watch a lot of those TV shows. Don't y'all go out here and say I know because I went to jail. All right? Watch this. You be the customer, man. You can say anything you want to. I don't have a problem with it. Okay? Cool. No, he said I plead the fifth. Been to jail. Told y'all, didn't I? All right. All right. You can say anything you want to. I'm going to let you be the customer. We don't do this very often. But I want you guys to see what I'm doing. Okay? So, it's something. Let me make sure I got it right. So it's Joe. Okay. So, Joe, man, how long have you been thinking about replacing your roof?
3-4 years.
Really? Mm-hmm. And what made you decide to do it today?
You know, I mean, I saw shingles flying off. I'm seeing all these aggregates come onto my downspouts, and I almost think it's time.
Dude, I love it when people want to buy today. Let me go to my truck and get a contract, and I'm going to get you signed up right now and take all your money.
I think you're putting too much pressure on
There, he thinks I'm putting too much pressure on him. Now, I do that exaggeratedly because, boy, that's what the cops do whenever they're asking you, where were you on the 5th, on the night of the Thursday, the 25th, between the hours of 10 and 15, whatever it was, 10 and 15. That's a military time, right? That was the MPs getting you. My point is this, guys, this is a conversation.
You kept getting close. And
My body language was hurting my conversation. How I preformed the words hurt the results of what I was trying to achieve. Does that make sense? Guys, everything that we do has got a plan and a reason behind it. I want you to make sure that when we say we're looking for an objection, guys, I don't need you to be a jerk about it and do it in the wrong way. I need you to make sure that you know these words and that you're able to say them in an accurate, cool, calm manner. And I need you to make sure that you listen to everything they say. I need you to make sure that you gather your espionage and that you understand what you're up against. Now, let me explain to you what I mean by understand what you're up against. Let's do a little role play, and I'm going to do the same thing to 3 different people. Okay? The same thing to 3 different people. Hit me with the transition questions, man.
So how long have you been thinking about getting maintenance for your gutters?
Man, a couple years now.
All right. Well, what made you decide to do it today?
Well, look, I'm not doing it today
Well, really, what makes you say that?
because I always get 3 estimates, man.
Okay. All right. Well, hey, you want to come outside with me real quick? We'll take a look around and see what you got.
Absolutely. Hit me with the transition questions.
Hey, how long have you been thinking about remodeling your bathroom?
And to be honest with you, a couple of years now.
Oh, great. What made you decide to do it today?
Well, listen, I'm not doing it today.
Oh, really? What makes you say that?
Well, because I always, I shouldn't say always. Maybe I should say, this time I'm going to get 3 estimates.
Hey, that's no problem. So take a look at the bathroom and see what we can do.
Hit me with it, man.
So how long have you been thinking about getting maintenance for your gutters?
A couple years now.
Oh, really? What made you decide to do it today?
Well, to be honest with you, I'm probably not going to be able to do it today.
Oh, really? What makes you say that?
Well, I'm getting 3 different estimates because I've got some confusion in a couple of places, and I need some answers so that I can make sure that I know what I'm doing before I actually go out and spend this money.
I understand. Why don't we go outside and take a look at these places?
All 3 guys got the same objection. What was the objection? Other estimates. Now, you ready? He has an idea of what that other estimates means. He has an idea that the other estimates is different this time than it was some other times. You just off in limbo land. You don't know if I'm shopping price, product, company, references, BBB, Guys, just because you get the words other estimates doesn't mean you understand.
Still have to dissect that.
You still have to dissect that. But I tell you what it does do. It gives you a great place to start. And if I know where I'm going to start, now I can have a map on where I'm going to wind up. Right? Now, this is what I love about what Rodney's done. Rodney has taught us how to look at things and dissect them, disseminate them, whatever other D word you want to come up with, to know just exactly in this system what they really mean. When he told you guys I was going to help you understand so that then you could make a plan to alter and eventually convert, let me give you the lowdown on that. You guys that have been in here for quite some time, I know you back in the back, man. I know you. Are you with Taylor Construction?
I am.
Dude, you guys, man, y'all been around for a while. Y'all get this stuff going on, okay? Pretty much, most things are going to boil down to one of two things that are real. That's either going to be time or money. Now, Rodney's taught us we can deal with both of those, right? And we deal with both of those throughout so that we can make sure. But if this is a money issue or if this is a time issue, we just need to understand. So let's do a couple of what we want to call poo-poo things. And I want you to tell me if you think it's going to be a time or a money deal. Okay?
Can I ask one question?
Yes, sir.
Going through the response time back, for example, we've been going, what made you decide to do it today? Well, I'm not doing it today. Oh, really? What makes you say that? I mean, it's so bam, 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 bam.
So what go ahead, I'm sorry.
A lot of times the customer says, well, what made you decide to do it today? They'll say, well, we're really not doing it today because, then they'll come out with it, but I think what we've been doing, you tell me, do we jump right in?
Oh, no, that's what Rodney said earlier. How many people did he tell today to slow down? A lot. Because it's a conversation. And if you cut them off or if you do the wrong thing, you may not get the information you're looking for. Let me tell you what salespeople have problems doing. One, listening. Man, they just need to hush. Stop talking. Salespeople want to tell you what they know rather than listen to what the customer says. Now, here's the other thing salespeople do. Dude, they are eager beavers. They're impatient. You know why they're impatient? Because their sales managers tell them their numbers aren't good enough and we got to have more sales and look, and they need a new car and their wife is yelling at them that she wants to buy a new house and he thinks he's got to go in there and he's got to just sell. Just slow down. Just like Rodney said earlier today. When the game slows down, you're good. Because then, instead of this being an interrogation, it's just a conversation. And when you say to someone, so, how long have you been thinking about replacing your windows? And they say, well, you know what, I guess maybe since we bought the house, because we bought a fixer-upper, we knew that they were bad windows. I mean, they were just old single-pane, leaky windows. Oh, no, man, it's cool. Look, well, so what made you decide to do it today? Well, I don't know if I'm going to do it today, but, I guess we could do it. I don't know if we could do it today, but to be honest with you, man, I guess the truth is we're not doing it today. Oh, really? Well, what makes you say that? Dude, I don't care if it takes him 10 minutes, but you let him finish answering your question. I don't care if he teeter-totters back and forth. Just let him answer and don't be the eager beaver that cuts him off or interrogates him and wants to know where he was between the hours of 10 and 12 on Friday night. I don't want you to do that. So let the conversation evolve, but know what you're looking for. Maybe the guy answers your question and says, I don't know. Maybe he says yes. Maybe he says no. The big deal for you is you know where to go no matter which one of those he says, because we have those systems in place of red light, yellow light, green light. We know whether or not we've accomplished what we were trying to accomplish. And here's what we know. We know that he didn't say, I'm not doing it today. Or he told you that he's not doing it today because of so and so and so and so and so and so. That makes sense, guys? Just allow the conversation to flow. Okay? But I want you to understand where this goes with your objections. We don't overcome objections. We convert them. Okay? All right, boss man. Hit me with the transition questions.
Tony, how long have you been thinking about doing your project for?
About a year or so. We've been, about a year or so.
Great. What made you decide to do it today?
To be honest with you, I am, I go back and forth about this. I keep saying to myself that that we've got to get it done, and then I keep saying to myself that we don't have to get it done. Now I guess that's probably why I've been thinking about it for about a year. So I mean, the truth is I don't really know that I'm going to do it today.
Oh, really? What makes you say that?
Well, so here's what we've got. You were asking me about the project, and this remodeling project is going to be a large amount of money. And I've only got so much equity in this house that I can pull out of this house to use. And if this is more than what I can pull out of the house, then they're not going to give me the money, so I'm not going to be able to do it today.
Yeah, totally get it. What are you trying to accomplish? Why don't we go take a look at your project here?
All right, now hang on. If this whole thing is designed for you to understand, you actually know there's several different things that are real beneficial there to you. Yeah, we've got financing. Woohoo! Hey, we know that he doesn't know the price yet, so we might be spot on, and he may say, dude, that's way less than I thought it was going to be. Sign me up. But here's what we know. What is he concerned about? What is it?
Going over his equity.
He's concerned about, is he concerned about time or is he concerned about money? He's concerned about money. And we know that what we're fixing to do is understand what it is about the money that he needs to do. I mean, is he looking for cheap products? Is he looking for the best stuff that's out there? Is he looking for stuff that's going to solve the problem that he has? We need to start to understand all of those things. Guys, that's how you know where to start. If you guys don't start in the right place, you may not finish in the right place because your map may look all crazy. I need you to understand. I need you to alter, and then we need you to convert. Once you understand where you're starting, this whole process is so much easier. Come on, let's do a little more role play. Come on, man. Hit me with it.
So how long have you been thinking about replacing your flooring?
Probably maybe 2-3 years now, something like that.
Okay, and what made you decide to do it today?
Well, now listen, I'm not doing it today.
Well, really, what makes you say that?
Well, because we're trying to make a decision on either tile or either we're trying to make a decision on hardwood, and my wife and I fight like cats and dogs over that. And this is going to be one of those deals of us really sitting down and pros and conning both of them and making a decision, sometime in the future.
Okay, got it. So maybe we can take a look at the space and weigh out your options.
All right, now look. On that last one, guys, we say there's 5 things word for word. That last one, when somebody else, he said, hey, let's take a look at your space and let's take a look and see what you might want to do here, what you want to do here. Guys, that last one's not a word for word thing. I want you to just roll on out and have a good time, all right? Get your stuff and go. But boy, what did he find out?
Between you and your wife.
Oh, there's a fight between me and my wife?
She needs to be here for this.
All right. We got 2 people that are involved in this decision, and we need to find out what's going to be the pros and cons for what's going to be beneficial for them. Guys, don't stand and argue with them right now. Let's get some more information. Let's understand exactly where that is, and let's alter that, and let's make that happen in the future. Okay? All right. Let's do it again, man. Let's do it again. Come on. You've been here how long you been here? A year now. Cool, you're going to get this one. Let's go.
How long have you been thinking about replacing your roof?
Provolone.
What made you decide to do it today?
I'm not doing it today, man.
Oh, really? What makes you say that?
Listen, I don't ever do anything, to be honest with you, without checking out the BBB or your references. So, I mean, honestly, dude, and that's going to take me a little while to do that. I mean, I even, to be honest with you, I've even driven by some places and I want to check out a little bit of your work sometimes. So, you know.
Yeah, I completely understand that, Tony. Let's go out there and take a look at your roof and see what we can come up with.
Okay. Now, guys, we know where to start, right? We know, look, we know in about 10 minutes, 15 minutes, we're fixing to hand him something where he's going, oh, really? How'd you plan to hand me those? And I just told you that a few minutes ago. You must be a pretty good, solid company, right? Hit me with transition questions, man.
How long have you been thinking about replacing your floors?
I hadn't really been thinking about it. It's just something that we thought we'd check into.
What made you decide to do it today?
Well, now, that's what I was just telling you. I mean, we're just checking into this. So, I mean, we're not doing it today, man. I mean, honestly, I have no idea how much this cost. And I'm probably going to get 2 or 3 of you guys out here. And, dude, really and truly, we may even sell the house.
Okay, I understand. Let's go take a look at the space.
All right, cool. We're going. All you flooring guys say, let's go take a look at the space. That's pretty good. I like that. That's pretty good. All right, hit me with the transition questions, man.
So, Tony, how long have you been thinking about making your windows energy efficient?
Dude, I can't even tell you how high my daggum electric bills are. I mean, I heard some crazy stat that like some huge percentage of your wind and your heat and cooling goes out through your windows, and we've not been comfortable in this house since we bought it.
So what's made you decide to do something today?
So what made me decide to do it today? Man, I'm tired of my high bills.
Great. Let's see what you got.
Ooh. He didn't get an objection, did he? So if he doesn't know where to start, then he doesn't know that I've got 2 other companies coming out later in the week, and I'm going to wait till I see what their prices are before I decide with him. He doesn't know that my cousin actually works for a window manufacturer and told me that I've got to make sure that I get some sort of crazy triple pane argon blah, 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 whatever, wrapped up something or another, blah, 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 that's only made in Alaska. Who knows, man? You won't find any of that out, right? I need you to find these things out so you'll know where you understand. So you'll know how to understand. Guys, we've got to ask the closed questions. You just leave it off, man. We're okay. We've got to ask the closed questions that give us the answers we're looking for so we'll know where to start. Rodney has designed these questions so that you can get to where you need to be. He's also designed these questions to get you the information that you need to have. Okay? If you don't do this, you're going to be making a mistake. Now, I want you to sit back and ask yourself the questions of, and let's just throw them out there. Why do people tell you they don't buy? Why do people tell you they don't want to buy? What objections do they give you? More estimates?
Just want to think about it.
I want to think about it.
Price is too high.
The price is too high.
My kid's scholarship.
I got my kid's scholarship fund coming up.
Want to pray on it?
I want to pray on it.
I talked to my son.
I got to talk to my son.
Talk to my wife.
I want to talk to my wife.
You got to talk to my dog.
I got to talk to my dog.
Gonna lead you running.
You might not need to sign a contract with somebody supposed to be in the insane asylum anyway. Yeah, I know, right? What else you hear?
Some other projects.
I've got other projects. Guys, all that stuff, it's just trying to get in the way. What I need you to do is I need you to understand those things, because sometimes homeowners will tell us these things and they will be poo-poo or just a mirage, and you need to understand what it is that they are looking for out of those things so you can understand where to start and then how to alter it and then how to move it further. And it starts with those closed questions that Rodney has got going for you guys. Do not get caught watching the show. Make sure you know where you're going to go. Do not get caught adding a word in and then changing the direction of the conversation. And do not get caught rising that pressure back up by using things like why or being too aggressive. These transition questions will give you every piece of what you need to know of where to start your journey. Guys, get the objections. Thank y'all. Appreciate you guys being here.